Yada Yada episode 40. Welcome.
Who's 40? You got a athlete? I got a few.
I do not, actually. I'm prepping athlete
Bill
for this
Lambier.
episode. Ooh, don't like him.
Yeah. He was a real good defender, just super physical. That's why MJ is so good. Also, Bartolo Colon. Do you know who that guy is?
I've heard the name. So, yeah.
Yeah. He's a chubby one. Baseball player. He played for the Mets for a while. Played for the Rangers, I think, for a little bit. But yeah, Bartolo Colon. Oh, Sean Kemp. Duh.
He had some great posters back in the day.
Do you know who Gale Sayers is?
No.
Me either, but I bet your dad and my dad do, and all the other old farts out there. He's an old NFL player.
Gale Sayers.
Apparently the most famous number 40 in sports history.
Wow. Gale Sayers.
He's also known as the Kansas Comet.
Kansas Comet. Okay.
I'm guessing he's from Kansas and really fast.
I'm sure my dad could do a whole podcast episode about Gale.
This is the Gale Sayers episode. Welcome. We're glad to be back.
There we go.
Also, we are coming up on a year of Yada Yada, people.
That's hard to believe.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it is.
We've stuck with this for a year. When our goal was an episode a week, we almost got it. We're at 40. So there's 12 weeks in there where we had kids and we had vacations and we had sicknesses and
life happens.
We powered through and we are committed to this podcast. So thank you to all of our day ones out there and even the new listeners too. Welcome to our journey. It's been a fun one and we're glad you're on board.
It has been fun. And we're going to go ahead and kick off this episode here with a little rewind. We like to do our rewinds. This is the first time we're recording in May. I know it's pretty deep into it, but we haven't done our April rewind yet, our listening habits. So mine's, usual suspects. I got the Beatles. I got Bob Dylan. I got the Kinks. Here's a little sauce thrown in there. Dean Martin is my number 4.
Dean with a little sauce.
Yeah. Little Dean Martin Turnpike Troubadours. So,
ooh, there you go. There's one I've heard of.
Well, yeah. So I had a little Italian night going with some Dean Martin. And then my number 1 album was, I don't know how, but it was a Tejano mix album. That's what it says. It says Tejano mix for 61 minutes. Tejano, as in Texas Mexicans.
Okay.
I think.
Mix. I think.
But a mix. So I don't know. Maybe my wife jumped on my Apple Music and cleaned the house or something. But yeah.
As it should be.
Happy Nurses Week.
Yeah. Happy Nurses Week, everybody. That was last week. Shout out to our wives. I remember that last year talking about nurses week. So, like I said, we're getting into the year mark, the anniversary. So happy Nurses Week to everybody. It was also Teacher Appreciation Week, but nobody cares about that. So,
hey, you guys are essential workers. You do the Lord's work.
That's the truth. There's no doubt about that. No doubt. Well, it was May the 4th not too long ago, and I know you're a Star Wars nerd.
Of course.
And so I hear you have some show and tell for us.
I do, of course. And shout out to one of our listeners, Brandon Bryant, because he loaned me a cool little set of Star Wars / Shakespeare books. It's like my two loves rolled into one thing.
Yeah.
And it really does. I'll hold this in front of the camera for all you people watching.
Wow.
But this says William Shakespeare's, this is the first one, The Phantom of Menace. This is by Ian Dosher, I believe I'm pronouncing his name right. But Star Wars Part the First. So what this series is doing is retelling the whole Star Wars saga through Shakespearean language. Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's kind of right up my alley. And I'm going to definitely read all these because that sounds like a fun time for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So if you didn't think Star Wars could get more nerdy, you were wrong. You add a little Shakespeare in
you
there,
were
and
way off. Look at
you'll
this.
hate it even more.
The tragedy, a tragedy of the Sith's revenge. That's good
Oh,
stuff. For Revenge of the Sith.
got it. Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah. You're welcome. The clone army attacketh. There's a good
Tack it.
there's a good little there's a lot
That's
of
a word.
wordplay in here, and I'm excited to dive into it. But yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to all you Star Wars fans out there. May the fourth be with you, belated. But the fourth is always with you, you might say.
Mm, you
So
could say.
yeah,
My,
that's my Star Wars update.
yeah, my listening habits, I forgot to say mine. I listened to a whopping 588 minutes in April. Pull up your total and let me know what it is. But my top song, I actually do like this top song, and I sent it to you, and I hope you've listened to it because it is fantastic. And it's called "Here" by Mumford and Sons and Chris Stapleton.
Ooh, okay. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
I've heard it.
very good.
Off their new album.
Yep,
Yeah,
it is a good one. That is my number one song, and I'm proud of that one, for sure.
there you go.
Still have Morgan Wallen at number 2 for my artist, and still don't know how because I'm not a Morgan Wallen fan. So he must just be featured in some songs that I listen
I
to.
don't know.
Maybe I am a
You're
closeted Morgan Wallen
I was
fan.
about to say your data, the analytics are proving you wrong here.
Yeah, numbers don't lie.
I was a little down, I think, from March. I listened to 2,269 minutes.
Got to get those numbers up, man.
So those are rookie numbers in this
Those
racket.
are rookie numbers. gotta pump those numbers up.
But yeah, in March I listened to 5,813. So big drop off
Wow.
in April. Big
Yeah.
drop off. So,
Man, you're slacking.
mhm.
Well,
Well, I can't listen to my Irish punk anymore because it's not March. So
oh yeah, true.
just takes
May. I
a
mean, you gotta,
nosedive. You know?
yeah, you just got to listen to the Star Wars soundtrack. So speaking of LeBron James and Michael Jordan, we got into our debate last episode again, the never-ending debate. We had a comment actually from Bo about some other never-ending debates.
Okay.
Some of them were pretty good. He says other never-ending debate. Oh, also, we haven't done where we went wrong in a while, but we're about to because you went wrong big time, buddy.
Was it about
Never-ending debates.
Yeah, go for
Is
it.
a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
No. Okay. Is cereal a soup? No. Okay. If a bar this is so stupid. If a bar of soap falls on the floor, is the soap dirty or is the floor clean? That's not a debate. That's just a stupid
Right.
question.
I'm gonna say soap's dirty.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
drop the soap.
pineapple on pizza. Don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap. Pineapple on pizza. You seem like a pineapple on pizza kind of guy.
Yeah, I like
LaCroix.
pineapple on pizza, maybe little
Yeah.
olives on there with it.
Yeah, of course. Thin crust or deep dish?
Depends on the mood, but I have more thin crust than I do deep dish.
Well, I'm sorry. No wonder. So yeah, there's some never-ending debates. Blake was very upset. It was the sports extravaganza episode, and
There
we
you
did
go.
not mention women's sports, and so I apologize to Blake.
Yeah.
Because the Dallas Wings are back in action. They got the number 1 pick again. So they got
Again?
yeah, that's how bad they are.
That's impressive.
Will still thinks Oklahoma City is going to repeat.
Hmm.
Shocker there. But where we went wrong, really where you went wrong last episode.
Okay.
We both had the Kentucky Derby as one of our sports venues that we would love to visit.
Right.
And you, in your infinite wisdom, mentioned a place called Keeneland.
Right.
Okay, you said that Churchill Downs and Keeneland are both where the Kentucky Derby is held, and maybe they switch back and forth, or we didn't really know, to be honest. I just want to go on the record and say that was incorrect. And Churchill Downs is where the actual race takes place.
We did.
Keeneland hosts a prep race. The Breeders' Cup is what that's called.
Breeders' Cup.
And
Okay.
that's the prep race to the Kentucky Derby.
It's like the qualifiers to get
Kind
there
of,
a
I
little
guess.
bit. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. You went wrong there. I didn't
Went
know either
wrong.
though.
That's my bad. But I will still say, even though I said the Kentucky Derby, I would still rather go to Keeneland than the Churchill Downs. So I'm gonna keep that on my list.
Okay.
So
All right.
in my
All right.
defense.
So, okay. Bo also had the Indy 500 as a venue that he'd like to go to. Indianapolis 500, Lambeau Field, where the Packers play.
I
That
thought
was
about
one of
Lambeau.
his. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Blake had a few. He had the Roman Coliseum as well, and then he had three that I've never heard of, which I could have guessed that was going to happen from Blake. Camp Nou, now Nous. Ever heard of it? Didn't think so.
Is it in
Um,
like Brazil
no
or
idea.
something?
Just says
Oh,
Camp Nou.
Camp Nou. Sounds
Beijing National Stadium.
sounds soccer Camp Nou.
I'm going to guess that's in Beijing, and that's probably where the Olympics were held. Maybe the opening ceremonies or something in Beijing. Um,
Camp
Stade de France. Stade de France. I don't know. You got a Camp de Nou or whatever?
But yeah, it looks like that's where maybe FC Barcelona? Yeah,
Oh,
FC
okay.
Barcelona plays. Okay, so it's in Spain.
Spain. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I can hop on board with that. Just never heard of it.
Does look pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Blake for he keeps us diverse, you know. He keeps us accountable with our women's sports takes and with our
He
diverse
does.
venues. So I appreciate Blake
You have
for
to go catch a Wings game. They can't be that
yeah.
I mean, you think the tickets are expensive?
I would assume no, but they are starting to play their home games at American Airlines Center this year. So
Oh, there we go.
they're getting a crowd. They're getting a crowd going. So good for
Nice.
them. 2 number 1 picks, and that happens. Maybe
Hopefully.
they'll suck again and get another number 1 pick.
Too bad the Mavericks didn't get the number 1 pick again, but
Yeah, they didn't. But it's a good draft class. I think they'll still get a good player. We'll see.
still might
Uh,
be some guards left at number 9, right?
yeah,
Somebody.
I would sure hope so.
Hey, wasn't Dirk drafted 9th? Isn't
Dirk
that a
was
thing?
drafted 9th,
Okay.
and I believe Rolando Blackman was drafted 9th as
Well, there
well.
we go. The next Mavs
So
legend. There we
it's
go.
been it's been a lucky number for us. Tony Romo was number 9. So maybe it's just Dallas's luck to get the number 9 pick. I don't know.
Maybe meant to be.
Yeah. So
Meant to be.
anyway,
Well,
that's all I got other than so we were kind of went off on a tangent there because this is yada yada, but
mhm.
little playoff update for you. The GOAT, LeBron James, has been swept. But you know what? You want to know one of the most impressive things about LeBron?
What would that be?
Do you?
I think I'm ready.
He is the first father-son duo to ever get swept in the playoffs.
Wow.
So
I applaud.
there's a
that.
longevity award again.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm
Are
all
you
about
and your
the
son in the NBA? No.
think-
Nobody
yeah,
else in the world can say yes to that except LeBron James. So my
It's
goat,
pretty awesome.
LeBron. Yeah. But Thunder are still probably the favorites. The Celtics was one of our favorites in one of the episodes, and they didn't do good.
Boom.
They're
I
gone.
like the Knicks, baby. Give me
Yeah,
the
the Knicks.
Knicks.
I'm starting to kind of like the Knicks. I hate to say it, but I'm a Spurs follower right now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm enjoying watching the Spurs. I
Did
don't
Wemby end up
dislike the
getting suspended
Timberwolves. He
for
did
that
not, which
elbow?
was that was quite shocking. He did
A
not
little
get suspended.
controversial there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was a big topic of discussion from a lot of people on the sports shows and things like that. That he should have got suspended. Especially our boy Draymond Green. You know, he had something to say about it. But
Sure.
no, he did not get suspended. He didn't even get fined. So that was kind of surprising. But
That
I don't really have anything else to go with the NBA other than the Thunder are really good, and I don't really know if anybody's going to beat them, unfortunately. But we'll see.
well, guess it's time for our main topic. All right. All right, everybody. Like I said, it's time for our main topic of the night of this episode. I have my lovely wife here to join us. You'll see why in a second. Because tonight's main topic is titled "Questions for Gringos." All right. So the way this came about, I have a friend and a coworker. His name's Odin, and he is from Mexico. I think somewhere around like Mexico City. Anyway, he listens to the podcast. So shout out. We're already international, which is
Yeah.
that's
Breaking
impressive.
borders, man. Breaking borders.
Anyway, so he had this idea. He's talking to me at work. He had this idea. He's like, "Hey, next episode, we have like he's got a lot of questions for me, right? Being someone from Mexico, he is curious about the American culture,
Mhm.
and so he sent a text out to all of his friends that live in Mexico and said, "Hey, my buddy does this podcast at work, and I want to do an episode where we talk about, where we ask them questions about
Nice.
America,
Let's
about the
go.
United States." So,
This is
so
awesome. I'm
I
excited
know,
about
I
this.
know. So he sent him and his friends came up with 17 questions. All
Okay.
right, 17 questions that we're just going to go through one by one and answer. I've kind of scanned through the list a little bit, so I have an idea of some of my answers, but Ty will be reacting live to these questions.
I am. I'm nervous but excited.
So we're just gonna get right into just some
Yeah.
things that they would like to know about us US folk. So number one, here we go. Why is it that when people ask where you're from, they say, "I'm American"? So here's the thing. I think this is the root of this question is, why does the US claim like I'm American when, Canada is also in North America, and then you got the South America and the Central America countries. No one else calls themselves America besides the United States.
You're dadgum right they don't. Because they're not Americans, man. I'll tell you why. It's the name of our country, the United States of America. So
Of America.
we don't call ourselves the United Statesans. That doesn't make any sense. We are Americans. We are the United States of America. So we are Americans. I don't understand how that's a difficult concept. Maybe maybe it's because I'm an American. I don't know.
Well, here's something like the follow-up to that is, why don't they use their state identity instead? And I would say that
Oh,
that Texans usually do. Like, I would say, if
100%.
if someone were to ask me, "Hey, where are you from?" I would probably say Texas before I said America.
Yeah.
Even if I was outside the country. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Me
So
too.
so I think
If I go on vacation to Mexico to a beach, or I go to Cancun, or
right.
I go somewhere outside of the country and I meet a stranger and they say, "Where are you from?"
Mhm.
I'm saying Texas
Yeah,
because they know that's in America. They know that's in the United States.
right. And they could probably tell we're Americans just by looking at us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or
Yeah.
listening to us. So
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say in the defense of most people from Texas, we do claim Texas first before we'll
Yeah.
say, like, I'm an American.
Yeah. I think
So
most, maybe, I mean, obviously not, but I think most people say their state first. Um, Clearly, if that's a question, maybe they don't, but
well, and here's the thing too. He was like, some of these might not be. Odin was telling me some of these might not be true, but these are the
mm,
preconceptions that people not in America have of
interesting.
Americans. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I,
from the pop culture that they watch, from things like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think most people would say their state. Um,
I think so too.
and I mean, unless it's like, I mean, I'm trying to think of a state or a place, even like a
Like, I'm probably
city.
not gonna say I'm from New Mexico or I'm from Arkansas. Like,
I think I would.
really?
I think I would.
I think
Even
Texas has
if
a lot more. I mean, maybe I'm speaking for. Maybe I have preconceptions about other states,
yeah.
but I feel like Texans have a lot more state pride than most states.
Well,
Maybe
that's
like New
true.
York or something, but I feel
That's
like
yeah, New
Texas is
York
like
for sure.
Texas. Like,
Like,
we could be our own country. You
yeah,
know?
you're daggum right. No, that would not be good.
No.
No, but even like cities, I think if I'm from a big city, like I'm not gonna say, some random city where I'm in Texas, but if I'm from like, I don't know, Chicago, or if I'm from,
Right.
Los Angeles, like I'm
I mean,
saying that.
I might even say like Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people
I'll
would know
say
I'm talking about.
Dallas.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll
Dallas
say I'm and two
from
hours
around
west of
Dallas.
Dallas. That's where I
Yeah,
live, or what, something like that. People are like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
yeah.
So
So there we go. That's
yeah.
that's that's question number one. On to number two. Why do they put their flag on? And they obviously is going to be talking about us throughout all these questions. Why
Mhm.
do they put their flag on everything, even their underwear? Do they really love their flag that much?
Yes.
It seems like I guess that's a foreign concept to have so much merch that has your flag on it?
Well, I think it's a foreign concept outside of America to let me phrase this the right way because it's gonna be epic when I say it. I think it's a foreign concept outside of America to love your country. Americans
Okay.
love their country, and, despite what the media says, I think if you took a poll of Americans, 75 to 80% are gonna say they're proud to be Americans. Otherwise, why are they here?
That's fair enough. That's
So
fair enough.
I think that's why I mean, at this point in time, I think it's funny. Like, I think it's a running joke. I mean, in a not in a bad kinda way. Like, I think it's a running joke to have this much patriotism, kinda like Texans with their pride. I think it's kind of funny that people have so much patriotism and, like, we're Americans and we don't like I think it's a running joke at this point, but I think there's some truth down deep to it as well that I think people are proud to be from America, and that's why we have our flag everywhere. Plus, our flag is really recognizable, that's another thing. Ours isn't very generic, it's very well known. It's very recognizable, and so I think we can put it on things and people would notice. Maybe other flags are on a lot of things and people just don't notice because their flag isn't as freaking awesome as ours.
It's fair enough. I feel like Ireland has a lot like, I feel like they're one country that I know of for sure that has a reputation for having a lot of national pride as well.
Yeah,
Like, even
yeah,
their celebrities are super, like, gung ho
yeah.
Irish people, so I don't know, but yeah, they're I mean, I guess that makes sense for the
I wonder if
flag
they
to
think
be
it's weird that, like, people have them on underwear, like
I think that's the idea, like, the merchandising aspect of it,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
flags,
Well,
you know, everywhere.
I I think
Towels.
I would have to agree with the underwear part. I think that's a little weird. um, um, but I mean, once again, I think it goes back to the pride that we have for our country, and July 4th is a major holiday in our country. And I mean, I'm not a world world history buff or geography buff, but I feel like our Independence Day is celebrated much more than any other country's Independence Day. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but the fact that and it's America. Like think about our in terms of our values and morals, like whatever we can do to make some money, we're gonna do. And we're gonna sell stuff and we're
Oh,
gonna
like,
try to
the emphasis on capitalism. Right.
yes, exactly. Like
There you go.
that's America. And so
Yeah.
Mhm.
if we can put an American flag on some underwear and a bunch of people will buy it, let's freaking do it. Then we can make a bunch of money. Like that's also America. And so
That's
I
the
think putting the
mindset.
flag on things is also marketable.
Right,
And because it's marketable, people will buy it and therefore you can make more money. That
right.
might be the answer right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's gonna come down to capitalism.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Well, there we go. That's number 2. Number 3, why do they drive trucks to work if they work in an office?
Yeah. I have strong feelings about this.
Right.
Um
How do they justify those this is the second part of this question. How do they justify those huge pickups just to go grab a coffee?
yeah. Yeah, I love it. That's so good. It's nice to have a pickup when you need one.
Yeah,
I will say that.
you don't think about it until you're like, "Oh, I need to use my truck for something." You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Which comes in handy, you know, maybe once a month.
Yeah, maybe that.
Maybe. Yeah.
It just I mean, during the summer,
Yeah.
I think when you're outside a lot and you're doing projects and things like that, you need a pickup. Um, but other than that, if you're not a blue collar worker or you're not a construction, you know, building houses or you're not you don't have a lawn mowing company or a welding company or something like that where you're using your truck for your work, I don't really see any reason in having a pickup anymore. I used the reason for me is because it looked cool. It's manly in America to have a pickup.
Right.
That's literally the only reason. It's cool. It's manly.
And
Other
it's a and
guys think they
I
look cool.
right, a Texas thing too, specifically. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
Texas, you know, that's kinda part of the I mean, they're asking questions about culture. That's part of the culture. That's
Yeah.
a that's just part of the culture is driving
And it's
pickup
and
trucks.
right, but I agree that I think it's more Texan than it is American.
Yeah.
I think you go to 49 other states and there's not as many pickups as there are in Texas, and I think that's more Texan culture than it is any other state. So I wouldn't point that on Americans more so than I would put it on Texans.
Right. The
But
South.
I do have no answer for you why people do that, other than trucks are cool. They look cool. That's the
Right.
only reason, really.
All right. Yeah. That's a good answer. Number 4, getting into some baseball here. Why do they call it the World Series if only U.S. teams and one Canadian team play in it?
The same reason. I don't understand that. I'm not trying to poke fun at your friends here, but that it's the World Series because the best players in the world play in the MLB. That goes back to what that Olympic athlete said not too long ago
Mm-hmm.
about how do they call themselves the world champions? The champions of what? The United States? Like, no, it's the best. It's American sports other than soccer, and even soccer's getting here. American sports, the big 4: football, hockey, baseball, and basketball. The greatest players in the world play in the American leagues.
Right. Like
Therefore,
the best players in the NBA right now are basically all not from America.
yeah, I mean, you look at Shea, he's Canadian. Jokic is from somewhere not
Serbia.
American. Serbia. Yeah, I was going to say Slovenia, but that's wrong. Luka's obviously Slovenian.
I mean, Wemby.
Wemby. The world champions, it's called the World Series because it's the greatest players in the world playing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a pretty easy answer to that question. And the same with the NFL. Like when you win the Super Bowl, you're the world champs. When you win the NBA Finals, you're the world champs. Stanley Cup, you're the world champs because
Right.
the
Like
best
you can
players.
say you're the best in the whole world.
Absolutely.
Right.
And if not, then we can play. I mean, you can get your team together that doesn't play in the NBA, and we can figure something out. But you're going to lose. You're going to get embarrassed because the best players in the world play in America. That's just the way it is.
There we go. Any extra thoughts on that one?
I'm glad to be here.
Our representative,
All right, well,
our nice
yeah,
representative.
she's the
there.
buffer. She's the buffer here. She's
Yeah.
here to call us out. Speaking of baseball, can Americans really eat 3 hot dogs, a giant plate of nachos, and a liter of soda without missing a single play during a game?
Without missing a play?
Right. I guess
What you
that's a
said?
myth. I guess that's a myth about us Americans. We're just shoveling food without missing anything about the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, when you watch movies and stuff and they're at baseball games, like
Yeah.
they're just chowing down.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very
Yeah.
possible.
I mean, I think, I mean, have you seen the Uber Eats commercials where Matthew McConaughey and Bradley Cooper are talking about how sports are just a marketing tool for food to sell food? Like that's pretty true. I mean,
Yeah.
we talked the other day about how they sold 107,000 hot dogs or whatever at the baseball game. That's not a myth.
Oh,
Yeah, I do think. I mean, it goes back to just the American culture. I think this one maybe might not be as good of a culture thing, but Americans like to eat, and we like to eat
They
bad
do.
things, and we like to watch our sports. And so I think
Right.
mixing those two together is a fun time.
You'd insert that clip from the other guys where the guy's talking about excess in everything.
America has always been defined by its excess. The Grand Canyon, professional sports contracts, Wendy's Baconator, extra bacon. I myself have 18 Lamborghinis and a Subaru station wagon. And it's because of this excess that I have flourished. I implore you, please do not stop profiting. Live for excess. It's the American way.
All right, on to number 7 here. Do they really eat? Now this one threw me off a little bit because I hadn't heard of this specifically on the date that they mentioned. But do they really eat pancakes, bacon, eggs, and orange juice for breakfast every Tuesday, or is that just Hollywood propaganda? And I don't know where that comes from. That they listed a movie called 500 Days of Summer, and I've heard of the movie, but I would not say it's a Tuesday thing. I would say if I'm going out to eat breakfast, I'm gonna eat all that for sure. Like, it's a
Yeah.
regular occurrence that I eat that for breakfast. But, no, Tuesdays for me are actually for tacos. It's Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
They should know that.
it should.
Yeah, I
What's going
agree.
on here?
I mean, I've never heard of eating those items only on Tuesdays. I will say those are great breakfast food items, and
Yeah.
if I'm going to a if I'm cooking breakfast or if I'm going to a breakfast place, those are the things I'm gonna eat, but not specifically, "Oh, finally, it's Tuesday morning. We can eat these things." No,
Right.
never heard of that.
So that that is a Hollywood myth. We're gonna
That's
dispel
propaganda.
that. We're gonna
Fake
dispel
news.
that here. That is fake news. It's propaganda. On to number 8. How real is the whole barbecue every weekend thing? Depends on the state. If we're talking about all of America, like obviously they're doing more barbecuing in the South. I would
Yeah.
say it's a pretty frequent occurrence. I mean, growing up, anyways, like Sundays after church,
Yeah.
we ate barbecue pretty frequently. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
at least twice, at least 2 weekends out of the month, which,
Yeah.
you know.
And I think too that there's a misconception. Maybe they're confused here too. There's a food item that is barbecue,
Mhm.
and there's
then there's
also an activity of
the event.
barbecuing.
Right.
And I think the event of barbecuing is basically you have a grill outside and you're eating with friends and family outdoors. I think that's considered barbecuing, not necessarily eating the food of barbecue, but
Right.
it could be a hamburgers, it could be fajitas, it could be hot dogs, it could be
Be a tailgate.
barbecue, it could be brisket. Yeah, it could be a tailgate. Like that's the activity of barbecuing, and I think that happens pretty often, especially in the spring and summer and even early fall months.
Yeah.
That's happening pretty often because it's nice to be outside. It's better for you to be outside in the sun. So
With people.
I
Yeah.
think with people, you're not cooped up outside. If you're in a house and you're trying to sit around a table, like that's kind of hard to do. It's easier to be outside around people. A lot of times there's activities outside that you can play. There's so much room for activities outside. And
Got
so
some
I think
cornhole going.
I think they're a little confused maybe on not necessarily the food barbecue, but the activity or the event of barbecuing. And that does happen pretty often, I would say, in the South for sure.
Like we use barbecuing and grilling interchangeably.
Right.
Same thing.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Are this is number 9. Are giant portion sizes actually normal for you guys? Absolutely. That's a
Yeah,
real
they
thing.
are.
We work hard
Yep.
for that number 1 spot in
And
obesity.
obesity countries.
Yeah.
Hey, we take that
Yep,
seriously.
that's a real thing. Yeah. Yep, that's a real thing. And I
It is
think
real.
once again, that goes back to capitalism, I think, and money and things like that.
Yeah. Yep.
The all you can eat plates, the the appetizers, the entrees, the desserts, all they're large portions, and there's a reason.
Well, people,
And
with
so
capitalism, people want the most bang for their buck, and also most of us have no control over how much we eat at a time, just because
mm-mm.
we don't know any better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in the
I eat
South,
what's on my
growing up.
plate.
Exactly. Yeah, I get a huge
Yeah.
thing of fried chicken. You best believe I'm going to eat all that just
Yeah.
because it's there,
Well,
and I like the taste
and
of
we
it.
we were raised to like finish your food,
Right.
you know, and
Yeah.
rightfully so. You don't want it to go to waste.
Right.
But I mean, I specifically choose not to go to restaurants because I don't get as much food as if I went to another restaurant and I could pay the same price.
Yeah. Bang
Like
for your
I'm
buck.
not gonna pay $10 for less food than I can get here for more food for the same amount of money. And so I think once again that goes with capitalism a little bit. The more you give them, the more they'll come back and the more you can sell, in my opinion.
Yep. Very true. So yes, those sizes are normal, and there is probably a lot of food waste as well.
They are not normal. they are
For us.
large. They are not normal. Yeah.
All right. Number 10. Are there really people who go to the supermarket in pajamas?
Oh my gosh, yes, and it is the most disgusting thing. Don't do that. If you're a person that does that, I can't go to Walmart, man.
About to say,
Walmart
you
has
get a
gotta be
lot of
one of the
wall Martians walking around in their pajamas.
Walmart
Sometimes
has
worse.
gotta be one of the nastiest public places that you can go. It is don't go there. I'm not buying produce, I'm not buying food from Walmart if I can help it. I'm just not, because I see the people that walk through there, and it is don't do that. Just put on a how hard is it to take your pajama pants off and put on a pair of jeans or a pair of shorts? Like, are you that lazy?
Right.
I don't understand it. But yes, that does happen, and it is very annoying to some of the Americans.
There you go. But yes, there are plenty of Americans, plenty of wall Martians walking around in their PJs. Number
Wall
11.
Martians. I like that.
That's good, huh? Number
Yep.
11. Do they really struggle with spicy food, or are they exaggerating? Again, I think this kind of depends on the state. I feel like because also hot wings are such a big thing in America. I mean, I think, you know what I mean. Like, I think that has desensitized. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people can handle it, but it's different kinds of spices. You were talking about that earlier a little
Yeah,
bit.
like different culture, like Mexican spice is more of like burning of the tongue, but if you like have Indian food, that's gonna be more like back of your throat. So like it really depends on what kind of spice you're able to tolerate. But I do think people do sometimes exaggerate with like, give me a big old glass of milk, go get
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like spicy food. That's my go. If I'm going like to a restaurant, I'm looking for a chipotle or a buffalo sauce or
Yeah.
I'm putting salsa on stuff, things like that, hot sauce. Even like hot honey, like sweet and spicy. I like that stuff. So I think maybe it depends more on your personal preference than it
Yeah.
is anything else. But I think probably for Americans in general, I bet more people don't like spicy foods than do. I think in Texas, people enjoy spicy, and even like Louisiana, like there's Cajun and
Right.
there's like you said Indian and there's Mexican, like there's different types of spice. Um, but I mean I like all spicy foods, so I'm not exaggerating because I enjoy it, but I can see there are people out there that do exaggerate it. Like chill out, it's not that spicy. You're gonna be
Yeah.
fine.
And if they're watching movies where people are having spicy food, like Hollywood definitely exaggerates that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
Pop
yeah,
culture's
yeah.
gonna exaggerate that. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. If
Let's
you're getting all your information about America from Hollywood movies, I'm glad we're having this talk because there are lots of propaganda in Hollywood movies, whether it's
right.
American stereotypes or any other stereotypes.
Very true. All right, moving on to number 12. What do you think or feel about Mexicans or Latinos greeting people with a kiss and a hug? Why don't you do that? That's a big cultural difference.
Yeah, I
I don't
think
have any issue with it because it's their culture.
Right.
I would feel uncomfortable because that's not my culture. I'm more comfortable with a handshake. Um, just like I wouldn't walk up to somebody and bow. Like that's just not the American culture. And I didn't know it was Mexican culture either to
I
greet
guess
somebody with a kiss.
the like the Latin
oh yeah, my
countries.
my family's real affectionate, even
Really?
towards like
Yeah.
I think
I've gotten a few kisses
No,
from the fam.
from
not me.
From the
well,
fam.
again, especially like when you come from such big families too, like a lot of the times, like when you go to events, they don't necessarily know where you belong, like who you belong to, but they know that you're a cousin of some sort. So they're like, "Hey, cousin," and give you kisses,
Right.
type of
Hmm.
thing. So it's very much a Mexican thing of like showing a lot of affection.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
No,
sure.
no one's a stranger. Everyone's welcome.
Yes.
I love that. See, I love that part of it. I love the reasoning behind it. Because I do feel like it is kind of awkward, like to go for a handshake and it's not super affectionate. Like it is just kind of a formal greeting. Um, and I don't think I would have any issue with it if I grew up with it and it was our culture and things like that. But the fact that I didn't grow up, I'm not a super affectionate person in the first place. And so I don't think I would be able to handle that very well.
Right.
And
Like
but
I
the
grew up
reason
like
behind it is because it's just not our culture.
yeah. Like I've never kissed like I don't know, my aunt on the cheek just to say hi. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But the
no.
first time I go to their family events, I'm getting a kiss from her aunt on my
Yeah.
cheek. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Now we'll give
just different.
hugs. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll hug
of
like
course.
family and close friends that I haven't seen in a while. I'm giving them a hug.
Yeah.
But strangers that I just met, like, no, I'm giving you a handshake. Maybe that. Maybe not even that.
Just a little fist bump.
It goes back to the Walmart talk. I don't know where you've
So-
been, who you are. I don't know about that.
Well, let's see here. Speaking of kind of culture shock things, the next question is what causes the biggest culture shock for Americans when it comes to Mexican culture? Have you had any exposure, any cultural shock?
I don't
My
think I've had any exposure, so I might have to sit this one out.
yeah. I think my thing does kind of go along with the affectionate type of things. Like I feel like any event, like no matter how small it is, you know, or how big it is, they from my experience with your family, they use it as like, hey, this is an excuse to get everybody together, no matter how big the event is. You know, my family does a lot of like immediate family. We're gonna get together, have a small meal, and then bye bye. I'll see you later. You know what I mean? See you next weekend. Theirs is like, you know, we haven't seen you in 2 years, but you're invited to this random graduation of a kindergartner. You know what I mean? Like everybody's getting together for everything all the time, and I mean, it is a lot of fun, but it was a big shock to be introduced into that type of cultural difference. And
You're like,
that
they're turning 5. Why are we going?
yeah, I'm like, yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a big cultural shock for me. I am used to it now though, so it's a fun time. But at first it was
I
a little whoa.
can see how that would be, a cultural shock because I'm the same way. Like, hey, we'll come over for dinner and we'll have a barbecue or a grill out in the backyard, and it'll just be like 5 of us. And we're not
Right.
inviting the whole town, you know.
Yeah.
One,
Yeah,
because
no,
I don't want to see those people. Like, if I'm not inviting you, there's a reason I'm not inviting you, you know. And that's definitely American. I don't
no.
really
When
care
there are
to
parties,
be
people you
around you
don't want to
tonight.
see, you just sit on the other side of the lawn and then
Yeah,
that works.
right.
That's how that
Give them a
works.
kiss on the cheek and
Yeah.
then walk away.
Handshake and you're good. Yeah. Um
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, and I would say, and that's my experience with Mexican American culture. I will say that the times that I've had like true, authentic Mexican food, it is a lot less cheesy than Tex-Mex. I feel like Tex-Mex has
Hmm.
tons of cheese. Like when you get an enchilada, I mean, it's just a plate of cheese. You know what I mean? Authentic Mexican
Yeah.
food, from my experiences, does not have that much cheese, barely any, I would say. Like they're
Huh.
not loading up
Interesting.
like shredded cheese on everything and like, you know what I mean? So yeah, less cheesy food. That was a culture shock for me when I've had authentic Mexican food. So I'll
Interesting.
throw that in the
Huh.
basket. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see here. What else we got? That was number Mexican culture. Number 14. Why don't Americans use, I didn't know this either. Why don't Americans use WhatsApp if it was invented in the US and everyone else in the world uses it for texting?
I don't get the point of it. Why do I need an app to text when I have a phone that why do I need a separate app instead of the app that comes with my phone?
I think you can
And on
call from
WhatsApp, do you
WhatsApp.
have to have a different phone number?
I have no idea. I don't know if is it all online? Like, do you have to be connected to the internet to use WhatsApp?
I have no idea. I don't
'Cause
use it.
that would be
I don't
different too. We are
I don't
inexperienced with
understand.
WhatsApp. But apparently,
Yeah, I don't
from what
understand.
I've heard from Odin talking to me, is like everyone else outside of America is using WhatsApp for texting, and we're the only ones that are in the Stone Age with our text messaging app.
And for
So
calling, I
I
guess?
and for calling too, I think. Yeah.
I wonder if it has something to do like I'm guessing Americans have a better cell phone infrastructure and we have more telephone lines and we have more, underground cables and internet access and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm wrong there, but I'm just assuming Americans are probably pretty high on the list of that kind of thing. Once again, it goes back to the capitalism, I think. You got to be able to communicate with people from different places quickly because for obvious reasons. But yeah, I don't understand having a communication app. Like our messaging app is our WhatsApp. Our phone app is our WhatsApp, and it comes with our phones. And so I don't
Right, like, I've
necessarily
just never
understand why you would
thought
need
about it.
that.
I've never
Yeah.
felt the need to have a different messaging app than my text messages, you know?
I wonder if it's because
Yeah.
like, if you think of, like, Europe or even South America, you have a lot of different countries super close to one another, so I wonder if you, like, avoid, like, international fees or stuff like that if you're calling someone in a neighboring country, but, you're the same continent, but maybe cell phone services cost more calling to a different country, and so they use WhatsApp because they bypass that type of thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
That
really have no idea
yeah,
on this one, but,
I don't either.
apparently, everyone else in the world's using it, so
Hmm.
maybe we should check it out.
Yeah, maybe we ought to be doing it.
Maybe it's
Nah,
got a
this
lot
is
more
America.
features than text messaging, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe you
right.
could do
I
more
would
fun
like to
things.
know. I would like to know why that is though. Why is
Yeah.
it better? What's
Like you said,
different about WhatsApp
it
than
was
just a normal
invented
text
here.
message?
Yeah. No idea.
Well, of course.
I've had people
This is
ask me to
America.
get a WhatsApp to get a WhatsApp because of the Android iPhone thing.
That is
So
annoying.
put us all in the same group where it's the same.
Yes. To all you Android people out there, as an iPhoner, which most civilized people are, those green messages, man, that's rough. That's a rough sin.
I think the Android iPhone thing has gotten better in my
It's gotten
opinion.
better. I agree.
I mean, I'm in
Think
a
so.
group text with a lot of Android users and we can send pictures and they're not blurry. I can if I text a Android user just one-on-one, I get a red notification now.
Yeah.
Like it shows
Mhm.
that they read it. And so I think Android and Apple are kind of, I don't know,
Making a
They're
miss.
fixing
working
their beef
together
a little bit, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, there we
anyway,
go.
I don't know about WhatsApp.
That's just
Sorry.
another reason to keep using text messages.
Yeah.
All right, number 15. We got 3 left. Why do you say everything with acronyms? Nobody understands anything. So we got LOL, TGIF, OMG, all those things.
Yeah.
Why do we use acronyms more than I guess most people outside of America?
I don't know. Maybe it goes into how Americans are so like fast. Like we got to have everything right away. Like, and maybe even lazy. Like I'd rather type LOL than laugh out loud. I'd rather type OMG than oh my gosh. It's quicker, it's more efficient, and people know what I mean. But apparently they don't know what I mean. So maybe not.
I think it kind of has to do with like the affection thing too. Like, because a lot of times, are you really laughing out loud when you send LOL? Like, I feel like sometimes you text something serious and then to lighten the load, you say LOL. I feel like we use
Yeah.
acronyms a
Yeah.
lot to kind of soften
Yeah,
how we're communicating with each other.
that's true.
Not so much of like,
Right.
I'm
Like,
really laughing out loud to what you said.
we're
but
trying to avoid the dad text where you just end it with a period and it just looks like you hate the person that you send
right.
text to. That's they gotta work on that.
We do
Typing complete
overuse LOL
sentences.
a lot.
Yeah.
And
If you type
Yeah.
in complete
But I
sentences,
think
you
too-
sound angry at this point over text. Which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy. It's pretty
very
crazy.
professional.
you use
though.
proper punctuation.
It's professional, but it is crazy.
Right.
I think emojis too have kind of taken acronyms out of play. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever, not ever, but more often than not, I'm sending a laughing face than I am an LOL.
Every once in a while, I'll still send a ha-ha.
Ha ha
So,
is
yeah.
sarcastic. If you say ha ha, that's a sarcastic laugh.
Also, I feel like TGIF is also is a bit dated at this point.
That's dated, yeah.
Like if you send TGIF,
Yeah, nobody says
and
that.
You're over the age of 50,
you might be over the age of at
Yeah.
least 40.
Yeah.
40.
You're trying to blend in with the cool kids if you're saying
Yeah.
TGIF. And it's like nobody says
TGIF.
that, dude.
I will say
Right.
LOL is overused, for sure.
LOL is overused.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I would say a lot of emojis are also overused, but
Yeah.
like you said, it's to soften.
I'm more of a
It's
GIF
just a
guy
regular.
or
Just
GIF.
say what you mean.
Yeah, I send a lot of GIFs / GIFs. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Those are way more fun than emojis or acronyms by far.
Right, because you get to quote your favorite movie, but you get to see the picture
Yeah.
of it too. That's the fun part.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
moving on. Last
Okay,
two
I want to
here.
go back to WhatsApp. No, I want to go back to WhatsApp real quick.
What you
I
got?
can't get it off my mind. I have a thought. I
Okay.
wonder if you don't have to pay a cell phone bill with WhatsApp.
Right, like if it's
Like, you
just
don't have to have
connected to the
you
internet
don't
and
have to have a
like an internet chat type of thing.
right. You don't have to have a provider. You
Yeah.
know, you don't have to have an AT&T provider or a Verizon or a T-Mobile. You just use WhatsApp and you can connect to the internet.
You would still need
Maybe.
Wi-Fi though. Don't we get Wi-Fi through your cell phone provider? Or no, you don't. Yeah,
No. Yeah. I
No,
mean,
we
you
can
can, I
just
guess,
set up a
but
straight up.
just get your
I mean,
internet.
yeah, they provide internet too, but we don't have to
No, you
have
don't have
those.
to have. Yeah, you're right.
Like we could use WhatsApp without having,
Yeah,
text. So
yeah. So maybe that's
maybe it's a
WhatsApp.
way
I don't know.
to pay a little less money. I don't know. Look into it,
Yeah.
people. Let us know. Let us know in the comments what you know
they
about
package
WhatsApp.
the system
if
and
you
save a
use it.
bill.
Yeah. Well, if
if
that's
you
the
use
case,
it, why? Tell us, please.
if that's the case, if it's to save money, then Americans ain't doing it. We're spending that money, man. Give me that cell phone bill.
Very true. Dave Ramsey would not approve of.
No, don't get me started.
Right. All right. So 16. Why do you tip for absolutely everything? I think
Because it's
my
polite.
thing on this. That's fair. I think my thing on this is also America's minimum wage is a lot lower than Mexico's. From what I've done, I looked it up. Looks like Mexico's minimum wage is like $17, which sounds that's a lot higher. I don't know what America's is, but it's like what $8 or something.
Yeah, I think it's
Minimum
7.25, I
wage.
don't know.
Yeah, I think it's $7.25 or $7.50 maybe.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's just a way to. But I will say I'm completely comfortable not tipping if I get like a coffee at Starbucks in the drive-through. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
fine pressing no thank you when they ask me that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but they're
Well, it
we
goes.
do tip. Yeah.
I think,
Well,
yeah, I
we
think
tip.
it's
They say absolutely everything. I don't. Maybe they ask for tips for absolutely everything, but I don't tip for absolutely everything. I tip restaurants because waiters get paid less than minimum wage.
Right.
But also I think it's the polite thing to do. Like, you had good service. Here's an extra $5, you know? But once again, the asking for the tip, I think, goes back into the American culture of capitalism and money and things like that. But I don't tip. Yeah, I don't. If I'm going through a drive-through, I'm not tipping somebody. Unless it's like, hey, keep the change. Like, if you
Right.
consider that a tip, then yeah, for sure. But we don't even do that anymore because we use cards more than we do cash.
Exactly.
So I don't. I mean, I tip waiters because they get paid less than minimum wage, and most of their income is off of tips.
Yeah. But I can see like
But that's about the only
if you're
thing.
coming to America from a foreign country and that doesn't tip like this, and you get here and everybody's asking for tips, it probably is a little overwhelming to be like, golly, every
Yeah.
single thing. You know what I mean? It's when it's not a part of your culture.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yeah,
don't be
no.
afraid to hit no tip. Don't be
Right.
afraid to do that. If
Yeah.
they're turning that tablet around to you and asking you for a tip, hit that no tip. Don't be afraid. Unless you're at a sit down restaurant or something
Right.
like that.
Unless
And
somebody
they're
Yeah,
waiting
unless they're
really
serving-
hard.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're serving you. Yeah, that's when you can tip them. Because one, you're probably going to get better service if you tip good.
That's fair. Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe not.
Well,
'Cause
I was about to
you're
say, 'cause
tipping
you usually
after
tip
the
at the
service,
end.
but yeah.
But-
But still,
people
I
will
think it's
work.
polite.
Yeah.
One, and two, don't be afraid to hit no tip on the tablets if you're coming to America.
All right, on to our last question here, and I think it might be the best one so far. But I don't know if I have an answer for it. What does it feel like to live in a country where the main characteristic of its culture is multiculturalism? Like America's defining trait is that we're the melting pot. There's a million different cultures that all exist here. But I don't know how that feels necessarily, because it does feel slightly divided in a way that like all these cultures are here, yes, and we get to partake in them outside of our homes sometimes, but no one's really going in and experiencing other people's cultures necessarily a lot. You know what I mean? So I don't really know. It is a good question.
That is a good question. Kind of a serious question, I think. I think it speaks on America and the fact that you can have different opinions and you can have different cultures. Um, and you're allowed to do those things because we're it's free. You're allowed to. You're not going to be punished for it. Now, people might look at you different. People might have opinions on you, but that's their freedom to do as well. I also think it shows that people want to be in America. If they're leaving their culture that they like and they bring it with them somewhere else, like, well, why aren't you just staying there? Well, I want to live in America, but I want to have my own culture. So I think that speaks on America, and I don't. I agree with the statement of like it said something like your
The
largest trait is that you're
the
multicultural or something.
yeah, the main characteristic of the American culture is that it's multicultural. Or yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
is multicultural.
I would agree with that. If somebody asked me, what is if you were to define America's culture, I think I would put in there that we are diverse and we are multicultural. I don't think America, I mean, obviously there's stereotypical things that America like capitalism and money and efficiency and those kinds of things. But in terms of what is your culture, I think it's a very diverse culture. Also, I think it depends on where you live. Like America is a large country, um,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
different
most
parts of the
states
country
have
have
their
different
own culture.
cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Texas. It depends on what you're closest to. Texas has more Mexican culture.
Right.
California has more Asian Chinese culture. New York has more, different culture. Alaska has more Canadian because obviously they're right next to like the North has more Canadian, the South has more Mexican, the East and West is different um, because we're closer to different places. Um, but I think it once again it goes to show, not to use a cliche, but the American dream of you can have a different culture and you can still thrive here. You could not be from here and still thrive. Um, but that is a good question. How does it feel? I don't know how it feels. I mean, I don't feel that on a daily basis. I don't feel the multiculturalism, but it's just because of where I live and what I do for a living. People that
Yeah.
live in New York or Los Angeles or somewhere like that, they're probably feeling the multiculturalism every day on their
Yeah.
way to work, at work, on their way home, in their restaurants. Um, in Texas, in the middle of West Texas, like there ain't a whole lot of multiculturalism. It's a lot of the same stuff going on.
I
Um,
will say, like, even in, I mean, Fort Worth, is where I've worked for the past 3 years, and there is a lot of different cultures that
yeah,
combine in the DFW, metroplex, you know what I mean? So, different
yeah,
pockets of different cultures, and you do get to experience them all, so it is cool. I mean, that's kinda what it goes back to, is like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how it feels other than, I guess, pride, pride,
yeah,
pride.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things that makes me feel proud to be an American is that, like, hopefully when you s hopefully that you understand that, like, we see a lot and we interact with a bunch of different people, so therefore, hopefully, when you see an American, it's a friendly face and someone that you can I would like to think that you can trust and stuff, so
It's the
yeah.
idea.
I mean, once again, I mean, maybe that goes back to American culture question. What is America like? I think we have a lot of pride, and I think that's a big reason. We take pride in being a free country and allowing people to come in with their different perspectives and once again, you're gonna get looked at differently because just like if I went to Mexico, like who's this gringo? You know? Like if I walk into a store in Serbia and I'm speaking English, people are gonna look at me funny. Like
Right.
that's because it's just not their culture and it's not what they do. Same thing in America. If you walk in and you dress different or you look different, you talk different, people are gonna look at you funny. It's just human nature. But what I think Americans are good at is being okay with that and still giving them a chance and still, not judging them off of that maybe. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it's Southern culture that's good at that more than other parts of America. But yeah, I mean, it does make me. I guess I feel proud in terms of a feeling, like y'all said. I guess I feel proud that's one of our main characteristics is multiculturalism.
Right. Well,
So,
that is our
America.
last question. So shout out to
That was fun.
to my buddy Odine for sending all these out to his friends and
Thanks,
getting a list
Odine.
together. Yeah,
Appreciate
that
it.
was good stuff. We
Yeah.
need to do that. The next one we do, we need to ask them a bunch of questions. That'll be good.
Have Odine on the podcast. Listen here, buddy. Let me ask you, why don't y'all put cheese on all your food?
You're really missing out.
We are used to the Tex-Mex cheese.
Have you ever heard of queso? Because it is fantastic. And we put it on everything.
Literally everything.
Oh,
All
man.
right. Well,
That was fun.
That is all we got. That was a good episode, I think. That was a fun time. So
That was good. The Gale Sayers episode. Shout
Gail
out.
Sayers.
So
Shout out.
we
You know
need
Gail.
we need a crusty old dude to
Gail
tell us who
Sayers.
Gale Sayers is.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Peace
That's
out,
all I got.
everybody.
Yep. Goodbye. Happy birthday, yada yada.
Happy birthday, yada yada. That's